1. April 10th. Aleph the Fool. Silence. 169. The golden tree puts forth its jewel buds before its trunk is withered by the storm. The pupil must regain the child's state he has lost, ere the first sound can fall upon his ear. The light from the one master, the one unfading golden light of spirit, shoots its effulgent beams upon the disciple from the very first. Its rays thread through the thick, dark clouds of matter. Now here, now there, these rays illumine it. Like sun sparks light the earth through the thick foliage of jungle growth. But, O disciple, unless the flesh is passive, head cool, the soul as firm and pure as flaming diamond, the radiance will not reach the chamber, its sunlight will not warm the heart, nor will the mystic sounds of Akashic heights reach the ear, however eager at the initial stage. Unless thou hearest, thou canst not see. Unless thou seest, thou canst not hear. To hear and see, this is the second stage. When the disciple sees and hears, and when he smells and tastes, eyes closed, ears shut, with mouth and nostrils stopped, when the four senses blend and ready are to pass into the fifth, that of the inner touch, then into stage the fourth he hath passed on, and in the fifth, O slayer of thy thoughts, all these again have to be killed beyond reanimation. Withhold thy mind from an external object, all external sights, withhold internal images, lest on thy soul light a dark shadow they should cast. Thou art now in Dharana, the sixth stage. When thou hast passed into the seventh, O happy one, thou shalt perceive no more the sacred three, for thou shalt have become that three thyself and mind like twins upon a line. The star, which is thy goal, burns overhead. The three that dwell in glory and in bliss ineffable, now in the world of Maya have a host their names. They have become one star, the fire that burns but scorches not, that fire which is the upadi of the flame. And this, O yogin of success, is what men call dhyana, the right precursor of samadhi. And now thyself is lost in self, thyself unto thyself merged in that self from which thou first did radiate. Where is thy individuality, Lanu? Where the Lanu himself is the spark lost in the fire, the drop within the ocean, the ever-present ray become the all and the eternal radiance. And now, Lanu, thou art the doer and the witness, the radiator and the radiation, light in the sound and the sound in the light. Thou art acquainted with five impediments, O blessed one. Thou art their conqueror, the master of the sixth, deliverer of the four modes of truth. The light that falls upon them shines from thyself. O thou wast disciple, but art teacher now, and of these modes of truth hast thou not passed through knowledge of all misery? Truth the first, hast thou not conquered the Maras king at Tse, the portal of assembling? Truth the second, hast thou not sin at the third gate destroyed? And truth the third attained, hast thou not entered Tao, the path that leads to knowledge? The fourth truth, and now rest neath the Bodhi tree, which is perfection of all knowledge. For know thou art the master of samadhi, the state of faultless vision. Behold, thou hast become the light, thou hast become the sound, thou art thy master and thy God. thou art thyself the object of thy search, the voice unbroken, that resounds throughout eternities, exempt from change, from sin exempt, the seven sounds in one, the voice of the silence. Om Tat Sat. And after that 89th verse, we can look at the fact that a lot of what people consider gods, that's sort of the thing that one can become. And one can become completely upon, to the point where one is not differing from God in one's belief and actions. Fragment 2. And now, O teacher of compassion, point thou the way to other men. Behold all those who, knocking for admission, await in ignorance and darkness to see the gate of the sweet law flung open, the voice of the candidates. Shall not thou, master of thine own mercy, reveal the doctrine of the heart? Shalt thou refuse to lead thy servants unto the path of liberation? Quoth the teacher, the paths are two, the great perfections 3, 6 are the virtues that transform the body into the tree of knowledge. Who shall approach them? Who shall first enter them? Who shall first hear the doctrine of two paths in one, the truth unveiled about the secret heart, the law which, shunning learning, teaches wisdom, reveals a tale of woe? Alas, alas, that all men should possess Alaya. Be one with the great soul, and that possessing it, Alaya, should so little avail them. Behold how, like the moon reflected in the tranquil waves, Alaya is reflected by the small and by the great, is mirrored in the tiniest atoms, yet fails to reach the heart of all. Alas, that so few men should profit by the gift, the priceless boon of learning truth, the right perception of existing things, the knowledge of the non-existent. Saith the pupil, O teacher, what shall I do to reach to wisdom? O wise one, to gain perfection. Search for the paths, but O Lanu, be of clean heart before thou startest on thy journey. Before thou takest thy first step, learn to discern the real from the false, the ever-fleeting from the everlasting. Learn above all to separate head learning from soul wisdom, the eye from the heart doctrine. Yea, ignorance is like unto a closed and airless vessel, the soul a bird shut up within, it warbles not,